So let's create a new file in our presentation folder. And this is going to be our drink detail view. So it's a SwiftUI file. And we're going to present this view every time our user clicks on any of the drinks. So in order to present a drink, we need to pass it here. So say let drink is of type drink. And we don't have initializer here, so we need to pass that in. And now let's set our body. But before we do that, our preview is complaining here. Again, we can use our dummy data. Drinks and access the first drink there. So in our body, we are going to have a VStack. And our VStack, actually, we want to put some spacing of 10 between our components. Okay, let me just run my preview so we can see what we are doing. So on top, also we can see already code here. So on top, we are going to have an image. Then we have a name, some description, and a button, and another button here to dismiss it. So let's start from our image. We have created this remote image view with URL, so we can use that. Now it's like full screen. We can add some kind of frame to it with, let's make width of 300 and height of 225. Right, and also we want to check aspect ratio to fit. Then we will have another VStack here. This will be a text of our drink name, font of title, that's title 2, font weight, semi-bold. And then we want to have the description underneath. Drink description. And let's say multi-line text alignment. This we want to do center. And let's put some font of body and some padding. Okay, so we have some space in between them. And this is our VStack. And I want to push everything up. So we will put a spacer here. All right. And underneath, we want to put our button. Action and label. Let's put the text. And this is going to be like add to basket, just for now. So our button is at the end. And after this, whenever our VStack finishes here, we will put some frame. So our frame of this view on top of our blurred background will be smaller. It's not going to be like a full size. So let's say frame of width and height, and the width, let's put some 300 and height 525, alignment, nothing. And put some background of color, and I want to use system background. And some corner radius of, I don't know, maybe 12. So we will have nice and round corners. And let's add some shadow so it will stand out of the background. Shadow of 40 radius. Now you can see everything is much easier to understand and visibility is much better. And we put some overlay alignment and the content over. So the alignment, I want this, we are going to put our dismiss button here. So we want to align it top trailing edge. So we say top trailing, and content, we want to have some kind of dismiss button here, which we are going to create. All right. What I want to do now is just get out of, take this button, add to basket button. out in a separate function, so we don't put everything in our body, which is getting huge. So I will create a function here. We need to mark this function at view builder private func. Let's call this add button, add to basket, more specific, basket button, and it will return some view. Okay, and we can call this inside instead of this button thing, and we can cut this and put it inside our file, our function here. So now whatever is inside our function will be actually there, and we mark it as view builder so that our code knows that this function is creating a view. Okay, let's see what we need for our button. We want to make it nice and blue to stand out. We want to have this total amount, the price of our item cost, and some text. So this is going to be easy. We will just have a text, and instead of add to basket, we are going to make it dynamic. So I will pass my drink dot price, and then we want to format it dot currency euro, and this is our drink, and then we want to put a dash add to basket. So this will be the name of our button, the title. So you can see it shows here in our preview. And now what we can do is give it some kind of style. So we say button style dot bordered prominent, and this should make our button nice and blue. And let's add a little bit of padding from bottom so it doesn't touch our card there. So say padding bottom of, let's say, 30 points. It will make it some space to breathe. Okay, so the action, what we need to do here is we're going to put the item into our basket. And the second thing, we want to dismiss our view. So add to basket, dismiss view. Two things we need to do. And while we are here, let's actually copy this and create another button. And this time, this is going to be called dismiss button. And this we are going to put in our overlay. Okay, so the button will be here at the top. So let's go and change our button. So here, instead of the text, we are going to have an image as a label, which is going to be a system image of named X mark circle fill. Now you can see our X mark circled and filled. And let's add some scaling, so we'll make it a bit bigger. Scale and scale effect we need of 1.5, which is like 150%. Put some padding and also some foreground color for gray. I want to get rid of these things, and we will have our nice grayish button here that we can tap, and we can tap this button. So when we dismiss, what we want to do, don't want to obviously add anything to our basket, we just want to dismiss the view. So what we need to dismiss our view, remember in our home view here, whenever we are showing this view, right, we have this is showing detail, we toggle it into true. So technically, if we toggle it to false, we will stop seeing this and we will get rid of our blur. So if we pass this parameter through binding to our detail view, let's actually put our detail view here, we will be able to control this parameter here. So whoever the view that is showing to us will also dismiss us. So let's go to our drink detail view, and under our drink, I will put a binding var is showing detail, and this is going to be a boolean. So now we will get some errors here at the end because it says that we need to pass this binding. So I can fix that. And to pass a binding to our view here, we just can use constant dot, and we pass some value here. In our case, it's going to be true. But this obviously in real scenario is going to be dynamic, not just for our preview. So let's go to our home view, and we are going to, instead of showing the text, we're going to actually show our detail. So say detail, drink detail, drink detail view, and we need to pass the drink and is showing. The drink is going to be our view model selected drink, because remember we are setting it here, right? And is showing, we just say $, is showing detail. So right now, whatever is our, we have a binding in between. So whenever we change this in our drink detail, we are going to change it in our home view as well. So to dismiss, I will say is showing detail equals to false. And the same, I'm going to here put it in my add button. So let's run our application. All right, there is some problem here. Let's quickly check it out. What's the error? Value of optional type drink must be unwrapped. Yes, the selected drink, if we go to our view model, is an optional. So in order to show it in our drink detail view, here we are not showing an optional, we are passing a drink. So in order to make it proper drink, we need to make sure that we have this drink here. Technically, when we are saying is showing is true, we are also setting our drink here. But here I can say guard let drink is equals to view model drink, else return. And now we can pass this drink here, which is very safe, and we don't have to unwrap it because we're checking it here. So Command P to build. Oh, we don't have to return. We don't have an option there. Let's say if let we can do it this way. Command P, or you can actually put two if statements here. So say if is showing detail, and if we have this, and rerun, this should be much cleaner and easier to read, and it should work. So let's quickly run our project. It will take a few minutes. Failed. Why is it failed? No errors. All right, it's giving us an error. So let's says that we need to rename this. So we can say view model selected drink not equals to nil, and we have this, so that we can use this one and actually force unwrap it, because we just checked that it's not nil. So Command P, and yeah, now it's working. And let's run. So now when I click on Ice Latte, I can see that. We can see that blurred background. I can dismiss. And if I add, it also dismisses. So our detail is working. We can show it, we can dismiss it. The only thing is missing is that we need to add it to our basket. So our basket will be our next task to complete.